Oh, yes.
That is an exciting run. Going Umbra now. Let's see, Plink or Shade Splitter? I think it might be Plink here. Let's see, I don't really have Conduit access, though. I usually like Plink a lot if I have access to Conduit or some way of, or like, Conduit or Pyre Gel. Works good with either of those. I think I'm gonna go Shade Splitter instead. I think it's more reliable. So I think certain versions of Wild and 10 are pretty good morsel eaters, but I have an alloyed construct index, so this definitely eats all the morsel boys. Hey, welcome back, Guns for Sale. We've got Sharpen and Space Prisms, okay. Interesting start. Pyre Stone or Pyre Tap? Let me take the Pyre Stone. Well, I just played Thornlord. I'm more tempted to play Predator for that reason, but I don't know what I do with Predator yet. I think what I do with Predator is we find a sweep unit, and then we put a sweep unit bottom floor with the Predator Wild and 10, and that takes care of some business. With the Pyre Dampener, this is gonna really cramp our first round and probably wind up doing damage to us. And yeah, we got Pyre of Entropy, which is kind of lame. I'm gonna set up like this. Space Prisms are gonna go up here. It doesn't really matter right now. Matters more later. Please Shade Splitter me a morsel with attack. Thank you. Okay. Multi-attacks it down? Yeah. Alright, I probably just need to spend all my energy on Shade Splitting for the top floor. But we did get a Rubble Morsel. That's nice. I'm just gonna drop a Spear Steward. I just need my top floor to be strong enough, because I know that these other floors are not going to put in the work. But Alloyed Construct can absolutely win the whole round, even with the energy deficit. Like, I'm concerned about, with the energy penalty going into this fight, I'm concerned about whether or not I'll actually have enough scaling. Because I don't have the energy to play any Root Seeds or Sharpen or anything like that. Do we have enough fuel to kill the boss? Yes, we do. Awesome. Bonk. Okay, I'll take a Sting here. These really don't do much. Cave-In's very interesting. Pact and Perils are both very good. I think I'll take a Perils and see if I can get like a holdover Perils shenanigan going on. Googly Eye morsels. Yeah, they're more eye than unit. All right, we've got 2 Merchant of Magic choices to try and find our holdover. Let me see. So the units I want most though are Awoken, because I want a Sweeper. And these are both Umbra banners, so I need to check this Awoken banner to try and get one of their sweep units. We've got access to a Frenzy Stone and a Dual Stone. Thorned Hollow and Animus of Speed. Those are butts. Those are pretty bad. Dual Stone. Frenzy Stone. With these units. Do these guys even help at all? Like, I guess these are second floor guys. And maybe they do something. I am very unconvinced that we get value out of these. This is an Animus of Speed. take that for now. The correct play might be to just put Frenzy Stone and Dual Stone on the Alloyed Construct and move on with my life. What are we up against late? Entropy? Let's do it. Send it. Super Construct. I mean, a lot of the time, I think when you get Alloyed Construct, it just becomes the carry, and it needs to win or you lose. I also like him sometimes, like, Dual Stone damage shield, because he winds up with, like, 6 damage shield. It's pretty good. The other thing we could have done there is maybe we could take the Thorns guy and put Dualism on him, but we're not going to cultivate him to a meaningful degree. So the Animus of Speed I'm going to put over here, not because it matters immediately, but this is like habit forming, because this is how I'm going to arrange things later. Wildington absolutely needs to sit with a sweeper. Or Wildington, like, Wildington also cannot become the sweeper for this run, because, like, Predator Wildington's not tanky enough for that. How much do I need to play my Vengeful Shards? I'm just gonna play this. Oh my god, like, we're playing like one car here, basically. I can put a Spear Steward back here. It barely matters. So I have no direct damage to out the healers. That sucks. So once again, top 4 has to do all the goddamn work. And we're probably gonna, nope, he's doing all the goddamn work because he has an extra multi-strike, so there we go. I was thinking like, I'm probably gonna lose some guys, but... Well, I'm probably gonna lose the Animus at this rate. But it just is what it is. I just have to play the top car. Looking at it as like, can I even afford to do anything other than buff the top car? And I think no, because everything else is doomed. Like, all the rest of this stuff just dies. Oh, great. Spear Steward eats enough damage that we don't die. I seem to notice you're not a lifesteal morsel, so that is great. These morsels suck, dude. We have 1 damage shield, which is going to get eaten here, and then I think the boss clobbers us. We don't got the stats. You don't provide the stats either. We got there. Holy shit. We got there by the margin of a random root seeds. With my final breath. It's so bad. Well, I guess I need healing, so we're gonna take a one-off Resto Detto and hope it fixes some goddamn problems. Take Morsel Miners here or Prismal Dust. Or is it Immortal Trade? One of these cards is vital. Like, which of these is the important card? We might be in a scenario where we need to get, like, double stack Prismal Dust, holdover, whatever, to live. We're coming up on a Merchant of Magic, and we're taking the Merchant of Magic for sure. I don't think it's Immortal Trade. We can get lifesteal out of morsels if we make the right morsels. So making of his raw stat value, Prismal Dust is, like, ignored damage. I think it's likelier that we need to ignore damage to win. I curse Zoidberg! Man, these would be lovely to take. I'm gonna take the Shadow Eater, and this becomes like my second floor, I think. But I really need to hit some specific bullshit. Okay, we got holdover perils, so we're not taking energy upgrades this run. Lordy, I am like confused. What are we even doing? Probably getting rid of a shield steward here. Ugh. Make that a little better, I guess. It's like, I do not have the morsel income to like actually play the Shadow Eater that I just picked up. He's just a health brick for now. Give me more Umbra cards. I need more Umbra cards. Okay, we have Under Legion or Lazarus here. I feel like it's Lazarus. Let me check the rares. Because I can't get Organ Harvester out of this. I know that much. So Lazarus rares can get me Combustion Suit. Scrap for Parts and Brain Transfer don't work with this. We can't fit a Reforming Ooze anywhere. Electricity Chamber's no good. 9 Live Nightmare doesn't help. Can't really play those. There's just too many misses on that. Under Legion. I mean, if we actually hit Balmabello is just never a miss, just because Balmabello is like a 1550 with Spike 6. Like, this guy just can do no wrong, honestly. Enchantrell's probably unplayable. Actually, Enchantrell might be playable with like a morsel strat sometimes. This is very weird, very weird. Fungi in a Suit is a miss. Spike of the Legion is playable. Tome of Evergrowth is always good. It needs no assistance. And then we've got, like, you can always hit Unearthed Treasure or, well, Contagious doesn't work. Okay, because I'm not debuffing. Deathcapped Prophet is, like, maybe okay. What was the third pick? Rare Hellhorn. So I know this can hit One Horn's Tome. We get Spike. Spike is good. All of the imp stuff sucks. Alloy of the Ancients is okay. Dark Deal is playable. Pretty sure. And then, of course, Consumer of Crowns is unplayable. So, of course, the problem with this is, like, you've got Last Stand and Reinforce and Impalate and Transcendent. Like, this entire row of stuff doesn't work, basically. And it's difficult for me to use the rage effects, I think. Actually, I could probably play Deranged Brute. Yeah, Deranged Brute's probably playable. I think on almost all of these I'm looking for the spike. Let me hit Under Legion. Shit. Every one of them had the possibility of doing that. All three of those have the possibility of showing me 3 misses. Show me 3 absolutely unplayable cards. You fucking suck. Game is in a mood this run. Alright. So if I play Shadow Eater Animus of Speed, then the Shadow Eater is definitely doing nothing, but the Construct has to eat all the morsels. So it is what it is. I can throw an extra size on this floor. Oh, that's funny. They're kind of floating. I can throw an extra size on this floor and maybe occasionally give him a morsel to help with Gorge. Yeah, run is super cursed. And let me do this. You know what I can do with the Shadow Eater? I could sharpen him. Just give him spikes and hope it's enough. Why not? Having a token amount of spikes running around is good. And he's my healthiest unit, so... With holdover perils, do I just play perils to him every turn? Not yet, because I need to get rid of my calcified ember and do some other bullshit. Glad I picked up that restoration detonation. Oh look, Wild Intent is in threat of death. That's working well, that's working well. Which means that for now, we probably Prismal Dust Wild Intent. And I think I grow this floor so that I can possibly feed the Shadow Eater a trickle of morsels. I don't even know if Wild Intent matters enough for me to play that. Like, I think he's probably so unimportant that that's a misplay. I gotta keep feeding the Construct. I think now we start perilsing the Construct to make him large. The Construct is nearly dead. And now he's not, because he had lifesteal. Cool. He almost died. It was very scary. I hate looking at these hands full of Vengeful Shards and having nothing to say about it. I hate everything else that's happening too, but that's something I wanted to note. I'm gonna take so much damage. We can kill the Cowering Sycophant here, I guess. Do a small amount of damage to the boss. Sting ya. So there. Take that, punk. Well, we're gonna find out if our Furnace Boy can solo Archeon. Turns out he can. This is gross and dumb. We take size, that's for sure. Oh, we take retch. This has to be retch, right? This is always retch? I'm pretty sure this is retch. It's gotta be retch, right? It's retch. Okay, this is actually an interesting thought. Morsel Maker, I think, helps a lot. Because it's set, like, I can Morsel Maker and then have one floor set and forget. Okay, our deck, like, starts to make sense now. Yeah, because the normal character model's still there under the googly eyes. Okay, Merchant of Steel. Do we need that? We have like one unit that we might upgrade, and that's it. There are no unit banners here. I get an Awoken banner in the next ring that I definitely want to check. But for now, I think we go Merchant of Trinkets. Because like the Pyre Remains in the Alcove can actually do some cool stuff. I mean, the Pyre Remains, I just kind of need to take because I'm on Pyre of Entropy and it just needs maintenance. It's a real jerk like that. Well, this is asking how much we want to play Stings. Sometimes that's a thing. The game does tend to ask that. And we could pick up Stings and start doing that. I think that's pretty bad, though. Like, I just don't think that helps. I think it just bloats the deck with bullshit. Yeah, even though we're offered the artifacts, I think I'd rather hold the money than add the stings. Because I just don't have an incant-based game plan right now, and I don't think I get into an incant-based game plan. It's like there's a possibility that maybe I get Spell Sanctum, and I play all my Shade Splitters in a Spell Sanctum. And that doesn't even, like, turn into enough, I don't think. Because we never get Sweep if we pick this. If we pick Predator 2, we might get Sweep last. But even then, I think Sweep Predator is not playable. Unless you're killing bottom floor every time. And we don't have a unit to do that. Because we don't have anybody to stand in front of Wild Intent. I'm just going to take this. Show me an event. Show me the event where I hurt myself and then it makes my corruptions not matter. That is not what you showed me. Okay. We can't really I don't think we can play triple stack Perils. I could maybe play triple stack Prismal Dust. Because it's kind of big. We definitely don't take Permafrost. We definitely don't take -4, because I don't have anything that plays with -4. I think we just ignore this. Also because Entropic Crystals can mess up my Perils holdover. And I'm kind of dependent on the Perils holdover right now to scale sufficiently. Because without the Perils holdover, I actually just don't scale enough. Look at this one more time. Sap Tap does something, but it doesn't do something super reliably. Yeah, we're just moving on. These are bad. Those are real bad. I could have paid for a card remove to get rid of one of my stewards. Oh, I hate this one. I don't think I can take this. Does Shadow Eater, like, just soak it and is fine? I just don't think I can take the corruption on top floor. I think my Alloyed Construct dies if I take this. So I think I need to not do that. Because it's like, it's going to be like 15 corruption on the Alloyed Construct if I take that challenge. I think this is the way we set up. Yeah, and I'll wind up putting Spear Stewards with Wild Intent for now. Let's see, I don't think we really need to play Space Prisms for the most part. 2 Space Prisms down here does not allow me to fit the Shield Steward in. It's kind of does nothing. I guess we put them up here for Retch plays, which will happen later. Holdover Retch is pretty good. Like, I would totally dig having a holdover on Retch. That lets us scale really well. Gotta play Discordant Tolls, they do too much damage. Yeah, now that I have the Morsel Maker to enable the Shadow Eater, that feels pretty good. If I sharpen him, he kills Profane Supplicants. And Profane Supplicants fucking suck, so I like that. I think I let Wild Intent die here, because I couldn't care less. Yeah, our champion's doing absolutely nothing. And I'm going to take Profane Supplicant effects, unfortunately. Get out of my life. Maybe the Shadow Eater should be played on the bottom floor. So if Shadow Eater's on the bottom floor, he's doing like 40 damage to enemies at EOT. That saves me a lot of grief. Secretly just number run. It's not so secret. The Awoken cards are doing nothing right now. Yeah, I think the better way to play this, if I don't kill on top floor, we just re-roll with the Shadow Eater on the bottom. And it makes us way stronger. We are killing all the front stuff. This should be a tolerable place for Corrin to be at. I'm gonna eat a Discordant Toll, but that's fine. Like, you get hit by blights when you're playing Pyre of Entropy, that's just normal. And if I play the Shadow Eater correctly, we're taking a lot fewer blights that run. There's my Retch. Jeweler doesn't win. Excavator, okay, there we go. I was gonna play him one at a time to, like, check, but we're good. Yeah, I knew Retch would be an all-star this run. It's true, Litterbot carries. Pyrogrow is interesting. I think I like that a good bit. It makes my Prismal Dust better. The problem is I'm stacking Ember Drain. So Pyrogrow definitely, like, stops doing anything. What about a Wildwood Custodian? I have a lot of places for that to sit, so that's fine. We're on Ember Drain stacking, so Void Binding is kind of free, but Ember Cache is also really good. Because these both, like, work around the same problem. I'm gonna take the Void Binding. It helps my offensive scaling, and it gives me damage shield, which is really great. Pretty sure I want an Awoken unit to see if I can find a Sweeper. Nope. Y'all suck. Get out of here. Okay. Is it Crown of the Eternal again? It's probably Crown of the Eternal. And the Chain of Gems. Chain of Gems is godlike. Like, that's... You just click that immediately, it's never wrong. I mean, yeah, I think I'm gonna play Crown of the Eternal. Makes my mans live. I'm gonna take the Shield Steward out of here. Okay, so that's 2 Awoken banners and 4 fights with no sweep units offered. Love it. Hell yes, Archus. I'm clicking all of these. We don't stop clicking on Archus. Take all of my Pyre health. Yeah, I don't need non-rare cards anymore. I've lost hope of getting them. Sure, give me that. Hurt me more. Split Anvil 2, sure. Let's go. Just pick up like 5 artifacts. Okay, so we cut our health in half, but we got the Looming Dark Shard. Which is also like energy generation and other bullshit. But it's also an insane amount of card draw, especially with Pyre of Entropy. So our card draw is solved forever. Penitent Prayer Stone, how do we feel about this? So this is the 100 health version. The Alloyed Construct beats it. I think I am doing Shadow Eater on the bottom floor from now on. Shadow Eater beats it. The thing is, like, our Animus of Speed randomly dies. I don't know if we care. Okay, so the problem is, does our Morsel Maker die? So the Morsel Maker would die if it attacked the thing 4 times. In the amount of time it attacks 4 times, the Shadow Eater should get to trigger over the course of at least 2 turns, and then its own attacks. I think the Morsel Maker might die if I take this. Okay, so turn 1, the morsels are not out yet. It is at the end of turn 1 that they come out, and they don't get eaten immediately. because Gorge triggers before the Morsel Maker triggers. So on that one, on first turn, Morsel Maker takes the spikes hit. So the Morsel Maker dies if I take this. I can't afford that. Oh, it's funny. You typed in lifter bot and I read litter bot. Lifter bot does carry. He really does. There's the bottom floor. The Animus of Speed is here to cheerlead. His hand is stupid. But you'll notice my energy went to 8, because that's Looming Dark Shard bullshit. Oh, you know what? I was also forgetting about the fact that the morsels often die on spikes. And then that makes it even more of a problem. We drew the Calcified Ember with the proper timing. I don't want to redraw you. With the middle floor jacks, I guess we can play more bullshit behind Wildington, but it doesn't matter. Perils, throw the Space Prisms here. Void Bind, you go here. The Sting, doesn't really matter where we play the Sting. Retch. The more times we can play Retch, the more we're winning. I redrew Retch? Hot damn. Note to self, play more of my hand before I do that. I think I underdrew because I hit the hand cap. I can fit one more. Maximized lifter bot. That's crazy. I still had energy through the 8 Ember Drain because of Looming Dark Shard. Oh, playing Sharpen was actually correct, because I would have set all these to free. But my card draw for next turn is 10 cards anyway, so... probably doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of take it easy, because I think we're in a really good spot. See how much Titan skin we get out of Quoto. It's got 30 left. Let's just do it like this. Cool, we hit an energy shield. And the bots got him. The bots got him, and I had a Retch to play, which is crazy. Plus a Void Binding, which is pretty nice. So we got damage shield up to 4 out of the Void Bindings, too. Bonk. I seem to notice that none of these units have sweep printed on them. I'm so, like, bitter and a little tired. Rail Spike is probably good. Let me take a Rail Spike. It might be a second retch. Having 2 retches means I don't really need to upgrade retch. I'm definitely going to the Merchant of Magic next, right? I might need the Pyre Remains, actually. No, Merchant of Magic is better. It's better enough that I'm probably going for this Merchant of Magic too with this Pyre Remains. So that's pretty good. I don't think it's ever Forever Consumed. Forever Consumed is like a very particular style of stuff. I don't think it's Kindle unless we hit the Kindle with like a Permafrost, so I'm just gonna hit the Retch. I think my only concern right now is like fights where our Alloyed Construct gets splatted in the first turn, but we have Chain of Gems, so that's not usually a worry. And we're not against one of the crazier Seraphs. We're against the tame Seraph. I'm gonna hold over a Retch. I don't need the 2 now. That's what we were betting against. I don't think I need to remove Consume anything. There's an argument for removing Consume from Prismal Dust here. And that's not too bad. But I'm not gonna fret about it. Permafrost. Can we intrinsic anything in a good way? We could intrinsic Rail Spike because it speeds up our play. We could intrinsic Prismal Dust if we're really worried about the early turns. I could intrinsic Perils to have it right away, but it's so much weaker than having Spell Chain. We could intrinsic the Rail Spike and then Emberstone it. We have just enough energy for that, and then it just digs deeper through our deck. And every time it's hitting like Root Seeds and Shade Splitter, we're getting pretty real power. Not to mention, like, it can make these Vengeful Shards free, which makes them a lot less punishing. I'm just gonna do this. I don't really have too much else in terms of, like, early game setup cards, so I think I can get away with that. I'm removing Spear Stewards here. Funnily enough, removing Spear Stewards here means I have nothing to play with Wild Intent, but with a holdover Retch, Wild Intent might actually start getting to eat. And then hopefully we turn on Sweep Wild Intent and he just gets to eat and it's kind of cool. The other option actually is that we take another capacity upgrade. We put Wild Intent with the Construct to give it quick. I think that's kind of like Goof Troop. I have no confidence that that is a good play. Oh, I played in the wrong order. I gave the Shadow Eater the damage shield when I wanted to give it here. Well, if it turns into a fuck up, we'll restart the fight. Void Binding here is like a huge faith thing. I'm gonna do it, but it could go wrong. 5, 6, 7 cards in hand. This can't do anything this turn. Okay, this should be... Oh no, that Rail Spike is drawing 7. Now we're drawing 6 with 4 cards. This is a maximized Rail Spike. Okay, we found a Shade Splitter. Jeweler. We can Root Seeds our way through the card draw. Let's see. Alloyed Construct is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We never need to grow this floor because it's only ever morsels. Is there anything else we need to actually play to any floor other than morsels? Just the Wildwood Custodian. 1, 2. So our floors are actually already maxed before the Space Prism, except for this one. So the bottom floor is the only floor where Space Prism can possibly matter right now. Okay, we can play through our Ember Drain now. Good stuff. Get our Custodians out. Start shade splitting very aggressively. So the Shadow Eater is dealing out 40, so he's not killing cherubs. The cherubs are... the enemy's always going to be able to eat at least one cherub. This guy's going to eat a bunch of cherubs. He's going to have a bunch of damage shield when he gets up here. And I'm going to have to hope that works out for me. Let's see. 50 attack. The cherub gives just the damage shield. So we're knocking off the damage shield. He picks up one more. So I need to two-shot him with the construct. So the construct needs to have 70 attack, ideally. So we sharpen into free shade splitter. I could replay that turn and play an earlier sharpener, play both sharpens into shade splitters. Let me do that real quick. This might matter. So I'm taking a lot of damage from like random vengeful shard bullshit. I can't really have units slipping past. Yeah, that found me a morsel excavator. That's really big. That probably makes the difference in whether or not I take damage from this guy. Yeah, so we're getting through that. Scaling you up. Reroot seeds. Void binding you. Wildington's under threat of death. If I block for him, he doesn't die? Cool. I was wondering if he would die. That was actually a question. If I block for him, he doesn't die? I think I just play out my Vengeful Shards here. Because I really don't want to take more Pyre damage. I really don't want to take more Pyre damage, and I think we're in the realm of just winning the rest of the run. Like, for this fight. So now that we've got the holdover perils, holdover retch, pretty made in the shade. I'm gonna do the sharpen. Oh, I can't, okay, so the retch gave me all of them, and the second retch didn't hit anything. But if the first retch was more units than could fit in my hand, the second retch would matter. But I guess they're pulling from the same pool, because there's like a consumed pool. Yeah, eaten pile, which is a definitive 6 guys. We can actually play this here. It's kind of cool. Yeah, 1 unit beyond what he can fit. It's 1 unit for Wildintent to eat. My consumed pile should get a little bigger over time. With every shade split. Barrels. Yeah, so we are at a point where Wildington gets to eat. But only late in fights. It's possible to accelerate when he's eating. If we get, like, some multicast bullshit, like Spell Chain. I really could use a holdover perils to help me play these Vengeful Shards. This round I'm just going to play Vengeful Shards. Our Eaton pile is empty. I didn't think we would empty it there. Yeah, I thought my Eaton pile... I must have... Like, I thought I ate 9 units last turn. Okay, so when you play Retch, you grab the entire Eaton pile, even if you can't hold it all. Will be Perils, Shade Split, Rubble there. Let's probably play the Vengeful Shards here. And the Shade Split. Retch. I'm focusing on Jewelers here to stack up the damage shield to hilarious degrees. And there's no room to eat people here. Ember Drain 17. Well, Prismal Dust never got its time to shine because it was just less important to me than eating more guys. I think it becomes a more interesting play if I hit a point where I'm multicasting my barrels. Yeah, Kale's not getting through the damage shield, which is what I expected. 17 rounds of multi-strike 3 is a lot of damage. Unleash the Wildwood probably doesn't do much. Spreading Spores might be okay, but I can never keep it discounted, I don't think. No, actually, if the initial one's discounted, the copies should be discounted. It's just kind of mediocre. So, when I'm up against the Titans, there's a point where they sweep the bottom car. And when a Chosen Assassin comes in, I'm gonna lose my Morsel Maker. And that's a bummer. Spreading Spores has to be played like 5 times before it fixes that problem. Well, it doesn't even fix that problem. It just causes the guy to die when he does this. Yeah, I mean, bottom car is kind of screwed because I haven't pulled a freaking sweep unit. Good night, Frixum. Thanks for stopping by. I'm gonna click Spreading Spores. It should be some damage gain. I think this helps. Not by a lot, but I think it helps. Okay, we're drawing a full hand every turn. We're nuking our energy, and our cars are already huge. What does the most for us? So Hell's Flame lets us pull deeper on our initial Awoken's Rail Spike, and that's probably the only thing here that matters. Because that helps us get our cards in. And it's a little bit better than draw in that case, for like doing that job. I think I need Pyre Remains very badly. And I know I wanted to check this Merchant of Magic. Okay, we got the Strangler. So we can sweep with Wildington, and he's sweeping at a quick 50, which kills Chosen Assassins. So that's pretty great. With that, I think Wildington takes over the bottom car. Double stack versus freeze stone. We can definitely play double stack void binding, but if I reroll, I might hit double cast, which is better. It's such a shame we hit Penitent Prayer Stones as a challenge, because we just can't play Penitent Prayer Stones. Double stack Prismal Dust is a thought, but I think I just roll to try and hit Spell Chain. We got it. Spell Chain the Perils. Okay, that gives us double the energy budget to work with, which also makes Prismal Dust better, as well as a couple other things. Okay, do I want random cards in hand? Do I want to bottle up my spells? There's a couple thoughts here. So I could, like, bottle up Shade Splitters or something, and it helps me possibly, like, draw into my holdover cards faster. It's probably the large mystery box. The large mystery box is probably my only way of hitting certain spells and effects. We can get things like Furnace Tap that we've failed to draft that are easily playable for us right now. I think we have a big range of playable cards. And we draw a shitload of cards per turn. I can take this, because this Hell's Flame is like cosmetic. Alright, we've got the bottom floor Wildington. He is in danger of getting clobbered. Unfortunately, he roots people to this floor, which is going to get him killed. Absolutely 10,000% going to get him killed. Do we pair him with the Animus of Speed to help him, like, die less? I don't know. Wish I could actually remove Rooted from some of these guys he's going to slap around. Oh, this is funny, because he just clowns this car for no trouble. We'll play all of those. We'll play this Sting to get it out of the way, and then that's 5 draw on the Rail Spike. Let's see it. Now the 5 draw Rail Spike also makes my shit free because of Split Anvil. That's pretty cool. This is the only car where Space Prism can matter, but it's actually got a size 2 bump, so it's probably not even. So, my mistake. I'm not going to play this Void Binding. And there's our Perils. Should solve the rest of the fight. He hasn't taken damage yet, and he's not going to now. See, I get 4 guys out on that. We start with that so that we can cast these for free. Start on Spores. Retch. Ran out of room. Play the other Retch for holdover. Should be Prismal here. So the awkward thing about this is that Wildington winds up holding the floor until he dies, and there's, like, no in-between on that. He either, like, survives and keeps everything clear, or he eventually dies. Oh, there's also the possibility the floor can overflow if it gets more than 7 enemies. So right now he's got 3 living enemies who are going to clobber him. I do need to watch out for playing into these incants too much, because these units will get the damage stacked up from all that bullshit. He's got damage shield for now because of the Prismal Dust. It's going to wear off soon. Yeah, it looks like he's starting to get punched here. Nothing that costs 2. Restoration Detonation does nothing. Silence does not stop him from eating units. Okay, we actually got some overflow. Oh, it actually overflowed Rax? That's really annoying. That does deny Rax one of his multi-attack stacks. Let's see, I've got 14 damage shield. Like, this is definitely a sideshow floor, but I did want the boss to have to deal with it. If only a little bit. Let me see. Spikes looks meaningful there. Not by a ton, but by a little bit. I mean, like, he has to die on Rax's turn because Rax has to, like, close this car, right? What is even happening? Like, these morsels aren't even reading death. Okay, yeah, so Rax has to completely play out on this car. But then this car also plays and then Rax does that? Wait, this car is still here? I'm gonna take some quick screenshots of this. That's so weird. Okay, looks like we're beating Rax. Let's see, I don't have anything else that, like, makes the deck better. I don't have anything else with meta scaling. So the units, like, deactivated. They didn't keep fighting or doing anything. It's so strange. Cycle of Life is probably good. It's also very good for triggering Split Anvil. There's our Furnace Tap. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Furnace Tap is probably stronger than Shroud Spike. Do I have another Merchant of Magic? Nope. We've got Arms of the Pyramanes, or we can get the Forgotten Boons. We might need to find Titan Steel for the Shadow Eater in order for him to stay alive. Or Titan Skin. Let's see. Unstable Vortex is whatever. Merchant of Arms is usually not great for, what's it called? When we're playing 2 Monster Train 1 factions, we can't find equipment. We can't find any, like, faction-based runes. And out of the standard stuff, it's just not that good. Like, Spell Sanctum is just okay. We get, like, free Shade Splitters and Root Seeds out of it, but we're already playing those cards pretty easily with Split Anvil. This is very marginal. We could duplicate Furnace Tap, right? Because this is a consume card. That's pretty powerful, actually. Yeah, I really like that. I think that's really strong. I think I take Shadow Box. This certainly helps in a couple ways. We probably want to reroll here. Let me take a look at the chop here. Is equalizing rings any good? I don't think it is. Even like the Shadow Eater has attack scaling. I like the meat shield though. When we put the meat shield on the Shadow Eater, it'll help him stay alive a bit longer. Especially when we get to the Titans fight, where he's going to be in real danger. I could probably make that deployable too. I'm not going to reroll into anything better, because I can't, as if I, like, silence him and it disables his gorge, I can't blend a meat shield with a meat shield or anything like that. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else I'd rather be deploying. So let me just do that. Nice and simple. Check the reroll over here. Okay. Winged technology probably does a lot for us. The versatile Ember Staff is also very easy to play. This should be a pretty meaningful throughput increase. We've got a card purge available too. We could also duplicate the perils, actually, instead of the furnace tap, but I think the furnace tap duplication's better. If only just. If I reroll here, I can still possibly buy something that costs 40? Or we could do like a card purge. I don't think card purge is very good. Okay, yeah, we can get a Fight Club out of the deal. Yeah, I think Fight Club's good. So I think we just play Fight Club top floor when we can. We might play a bottom floor for Wild Intent, I don't know. I'm throwing him out with the damage shield to start with. I'm going to do otherwise pretty much the same configuration. We're going to give him the meat shield. So of course, Wild Intent is going to be the one that's in jeopardy. I don't think I play the Furnace Tap immediately. Although it does... No, the Rail Spike will make everything else free. So I don't have to worry about the other stuff too much. Just gotta think about this Fight Club. I think I really want to play this down here. Because Wildington has to punch up everything that shows up on this floor, like existentially, until things overflow. So his ability to damage things is very important. Then I just need to play a couple cards so the Rail Spike gets its full draw. We play the Wretches, even though they give us nothing. Yeah, I'll play a Custodian here. And then we play the Rail Spike. This should be the Space Prism floor. Begin the scaling. Ember Drain 4 basically means we won't be able to play anything until we hit our perils. We're drawing 10 out of 20 cards. It's a 50-50 shot we get to keep playing. I'm just going to throw it out. I think it's fine. Because even if we miss it and have like one dead turn, I don't think that kills us. Yeah, we got the perils. So now we can freely Ember Drain, like, out in the next week, and it just doesn't bother us. We do Prismal Dust 7 here. Makes everything else free. I'm going to Cycle of Life over here, so the spikes should matter. I need not play into the Chosen Ardent too much, though. Retch is going to start hitting well, because we should have 5 in our Consume pile now. Oh, I see. Retch cannot give us back the cardless morsels that are made by the Morsel Maker. That is an interesting tidbit. Okay, Wildington is getting killed by Seraph here. And I don't appear to have an answer for that in my hand yet. The first morsel we play has damage shield. I'm gonna Furnace Tap, make my other spells free. Let's try a morsel here. Okay, that keeps him alive. Good. Units are overflowing now. I'm nervous about playing the Spreading Spores and saturating my draws. But what am I trying to redraw? I'm trying to redraw, I guess, Cycle of Life. Yeah, and Void Binding. So I need to draw more Shade Splitters too, to actually start getting my Retch up to 7. Yeah, I think it's on the second draw through the deck that we start to be more in control. Alright, I want to trigger Shadowbox next round so that we clean up the bottom floor. We should be on track for that. Multi-Strike 5 looks so nice. Pretty sure I have to keep sapping, but we do want to keep Wildington's attack at about 50. I mean, it just is what it is. We can have better control of it next fight. Wildington is not dying, so we can play our morsels up here. This saves me a stack of damage shield. Void Binding, Retch for 3. Oh, this Chosen Ardent is not actually dying. That's funny. He's not accomplishing anything either. We got the Morsel Blitz. Cool. Is that a silence? You loser. That's just annoying. It's not impactful. Cycle Life. Also gets us a free Sharpen. I'm gonna focus on keeping my health up here. So part of the reason why our Wretches are slow to build up is the junk that's put into our deck by Seraph. Because we keep drawing these Curses of Entropy, of course, that have been slowing us down on playing Shade Splitters. That's going to get us up to 7 morsels per Retch. Oh, I didn't realize Wildington was under threat of death. I need to play a morsel in front of him. We probably have to do that every turn that Seraph goes bot to the bottom car. Theoretically, there's a point where the Cycle of Life gets him out of that trouble. How's he doing? He's living by 1. Haha, way to go. Exacties. Alright, I probably have to keep playing these Curses of Entropy, even if they stop Wildington from attacking. Rather, I think I can get away with playing these Curses of Entropy, because the Shadow Eater still does its damage, and the Alloyed Construct outscales it. If only just. It's not like he's comfortably outscaling it, but he is outscaling it. Oh yeah, the Morsel Maker got silenced out of his Morsel generation for a turn. So it's good that I was able to play these. I might need to put some spikes in the Shadow Eater. I need to not play my spells to that row. Well, the Perils is probably mandatory though, right? Actually, I can play Perils anywhere I want. Just has to get played. Wildington is living. Very good. I can Resto Dead Oak here. We're starting to overflow a lot of guys. The silence kind of sucks too. Spikes matters here. I'm gonna start playing that. Unfortunately, he's not going to get his Gorge trigger because of the Deafening Herald here. So we're going to have a lot of units coming up top. Just on sheer overflow. How are we doing on a final wave? We're not doing great. This is going pretty fine, though. Yeah, so he's killing. Let me try Cycle of Life here. Makes things free. Play out the Vengeful Shards. Okay. Shadow Eater's doing okay. Drop the Sharpen here. It gives him a positive attack stat for one. First Morsel should go in front of him. It did not actually buy me more damage. Yeah, I suppose that makes sense. Scaling goes here. Stings. Shade Splitter. Where am I focusing on? I need to get units over here. So that I trigger, so I'm not silenced this round, so I need to trigger the Gorge effect pretty heavily. Jeweler definitely goes here. Attack Statters go here. I only have room for 4 tops here, so it's probably the 4 of these going over here. Unit limit, okay. I think this is good. Okay, yeah, he only got one swinging round. Oh, that's funny. The rooted units get insta-killed. Interesting, interesting. I think I can play Perils up here. It's just these 2 guys getting the buffs. They're going to knock off some damage shields. But we add more damage shields with Void Binding. We move on with our lives. Going to drop the Jeweler here. Only doing 92 damage. It is all on the Alloyed Construct to put in the work. But 17 damage shield. It's going to be 15 damage shield with multi-strike for effectively 1,000 damage. He gets the work done. And apparently we redrew the Void Binding, which is not fair to the boss, to be honest. Shade Splitter, you can go here. Doesn't matter too much. Just in it for the Retch. To make sure we're solid for next turn. Yeah, multi-strike 5 does a lot of work. Entropy melts that floor, and then he shows up here, and he's dead. And we just need to play our Blights. There we go. Yep. And that was with sap lots. we had like 40 sap or something. So in these other fights, he's gonna get to do damage. The biggest danger moving into the Titans is Wildington is gonna be dying a lot sooner. That's probably the biggest worry we have. I also am probably going to overstack my hand, but I think we get the pyre attack thing from Dominion at the end of the round through a resolve effect. So that should not that should always come into our hand. The googly eyes on Entropy. He's got 4 googly eyes here and none here. Weirdo. Oh man, the googly eyes on Dominion when he already has a zillion eyes. It's like mostly eyes already. Okay, Custodian goes here. Actually, no, wait. I need to block for Wildington first. He's actually under threat of death in the first round immediately. But that fixes the problem for now. Then we give him the Custodian. We place Stings up here. Rail spiking for 5. So I need to have 1, 2, 5 cards in hand. Just do this. I didn't want that. We're drawing 6 against 1, 2. Do this, and then do this. Okay. So we got some shards discounted. We get to start our perils scaling. We hit 2 of our shade splitters. We get to drop a big Prismal Dust. The question is where? I'm going to throw Spreading Spores over here and actually get that started earlier this time. I think I'm going to do Prismal Dust on Wildington. So he's going to be really under threat. I'm very worried about him. Meanwhile, our top floor boy is going to just eat so many morsels he should be immortal. It's going to take a little bit for him to get there, but... There's Furnace Tap. Makes our Pyrelight free. I need to get to my Gorge. I've got 9 out of 20 morsels. There's my Gorge. Perils, Perils. Space Prism. I need 5 spaces in hand for the Gorge. For the Retch. I need to block. We are blocking sufficiently. There's my other Furnace Tap. Do I need to root seeds Wildington? Oh, Wildington's dying. Why is Wildington dying? Come on. Ugh. Okay. I think Wildington's gonna have to die. Because I can only do the Rubble Morsel thing for one of these two. I already protected Wildington earlier in the run by giving him the Prismal Dust. I can't fix any more than that. So let me not root seeds into him then. Okay, we are gonna be in trouble and a little bit on the clock. Man, it was just the corruption that put him over the top. It's right before I draw a Cycle of Life too, jeez. Play all of our corruptions, then we cycle. Stack spikes over here. Should help. Void Pining also could have fixed the problem, but that did not show up in a timely fashion. These are also not damage shield morsels that we have randomed into. We got the Blitz. We're gonna start getting Pyre Hunted here. That's okay. I mean, the Wildwood Custodian's not actually doing anything for us. So it's kind of whatever if he goes down. I just need to start getting damage shield morsels. That is not the right type of morsel either. And Shadow Eater's dying. Okay, let me rewind that turn. I need to play a morsel in front of Shadow Eater. We're having a lot of RNG problems here with not getting the right morsel types and not drawing cards in a good order to get our damage shields out. Which means that if we need to reboot, we just don't play Spreading Spores, and it might fix the problem. Yeah, that blocks everything, so we're fine on that. For this run, we are committed to Spreading Spores, so I'm just going to go hard on it. So I need this guy to be ready to intercept a lot of bullshit. Okay, let me check both floors before I play anything this time. Death threat. Not a death threat. Good. Okay, so we're leaving 3 units alive. It looks like we'll be able to multi-strike through them. The spikes is definitely useful. Looks like that guy just added some bullshit to our deck. Okay, we're not dying. I'm gonna have to perils into giving them some attack power. How does that leave us? Okay, that's bad. Okay, it's fine. That'll work. How worthless is this friggin' Animus of Speed? This guy has done nothing this run. And he's not gonna do anything this run. It's all rubble morsels, and this is not our, like, strong morsel type. So I think this migrates them to the consumed pile rather than the eaten pile. But I can't have them shuffled back into the deck. That's bad for me. We survive on lifesteal that round, which is not giving me the warm fuzzies. Priory Cloak actually does reasonable damage through, through Shadow Eater. Okay, playing this. Shade Split to a blocker. That blocks just enough for us to not die. Cool. I like not dying. More regeneration, please. Thank you. This. I really need a jeweler. Thank you. It's taken so freaking long to find a morsel jeweler. And our build is so unsafe without a Morsel Jeweler in the rotation. We've had like 9 chances for the right unit to show up. Probably more. I don't know. Okay. Yep, we knew we would be under death threat here. And we're under death threat here. So this is about the border of what we can do. That does hold us. That does save us. We are pushing savagery to his death point. Let me see. We're getting some of our other units swept here too. Let me sharpen here. Where does the spreading spores go? I mean, I guess I'll throw it here. Something gets to eat. So the Animus of Speed is the next unit that's going to get to eat, but a lot of these units are getting swept anyway by the Assassin. Shadow Eater's not going to get its Gorge trigger, which really diminishes the amount of damage we're putting through here. So it's a question of whether or not we can get through to Entropy on this next turn, because we've got basically 1 turn left to get enough damage in. Right now we are not making it, but we've got multi-strike 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I just need to survive their round of attacks. Nope. I need more. Retch is pulling 4 cards back to hand. We don't die, but we're not killing Entropy, which is no good, because these units, do they block more? Actually, wait, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can get 1 attack on Entropy next turn as well. I want to preserve the damage shield unit if possible. I'm taking... Okay, so he's taking a hit for 20. He's taking the hit from Entropy. These units dying moves them out of the retch pool. I might need to avoid that. This just is what it is. That saves Entropy a little bit of damage, but I think it's okay. As long as we're clearing the top floor, we can keep going. I just need 1 more hit on Entropy to kill him. We got it. That doesn't prevent us. Yeah. We lost them out of the Eaton pool because we played them as blockers. But we win the run. That was a lot closer than I expected it to be, but that's kind of the problem with using Sweep Wildington, is that he does not allow that natural progression of units, and the bundled up units just like kind of percolate up and cause problems. You can play him top car as an emergency sweeper instead, and he will lock dudes in place, which is helpful, but it's not what I needed. What I needed was just a strong sweeper for the bottom floor. So we wound up having to use like a secondary or tertiary way of accomplishing that goal, and that was really uncomfortable. All right. It is pretty late, and that run was kind of a lot of brain space. So we're going to be closing it out there.